Welcome to the manga review. So this is the manga review for the week of May 26, 2020. Uh, this week's review is for the titles of two came from Webtoon, two came from Toomics, and the last one came from We Comics. So let's get into the first title. I kind of went into it a little bit back on, in the announcement video, but we'll dive a little bit more. So remember how I was saying that this is scary stories told by ghost about the living. So reverses, vice versa, where normally a ghost story is usually told by the living, talking about story of ghosts or monsters so it's kind of a nice little change on that. Looks like the author's name is QTT. uh Gonna go to the first episode here. Let's do a nice little dive here. Hold on. There we go. All right. So just to kind of give you a look into the art style here and a little bit just kind of the story itself. So this is the first episode of Ghost Teller. Let's see if I can get it to move. There we go. So, like I said, as it stands, this story is quite a unique tale, as it tells horror stories about the living being told to other ghosts. I think the main one who's at the table, I think, is the Korean god of death. Can't remember his name right now. It's been a while since I actually read this one. Oh, come on, don't crash on me. There we go. Sorry. I don't know how it jumped over here so far. Okay. Looks like it was still had some chapters that hadn't, pages that hadn't loaded. Oh, I keep skipping so far. Don't know why he keeps doing that. I'm sorry. I apologize. But kind of the prologue of the first chapter of the kind of the intro into Ghost Teller. So, like he's just about to say, I'm about to tell you a story scarier than any ghost story. It's a tale of humans. So, like I said, it's a bunch of ghosts sitting around a table, telling horror stories about living humans and stories of things that humans are potentially capable of doing to each other. It's a really good story. Like I said, it's a little dark, darker than Love. That's how I recommend it, but it is a good read. The stories are written really well. Their flow is really great, and the fact that they have the break in between them sitting there discussing it amongst themselves, and they even have the debates about human nature and all that. It's a really good tale. Next on this list is wrong title. Sorry. Say that for another time. All right. So the next title from Webtoons is Hardcore Leveling Warrior. You know what? I forgot to read the synopsis on Ghost Teller, so let me go do that real fast. Okay. You think your ghost stories are scary? Try listening to these stories from the ghosts themselves. Okay, there we go. All right. So now we get to Hardcore Leveling Warrior. I believe the author's name here is Se-Hoon Kim. So when you go from level 99 to level 1 and start all over again. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this. So this art style is a little different compared to Ghost Teller. Again, like I said in the intro, this story is about a game that is called Lucid Adventure. I didn't mention it, I don't think, in the video, but there's actually a mobile game based off of this. The name of the game is called Lucid Adventure. I thought it was going to be called Hardcore Leveling Warrior, but that was way too long for a mobile game. It's an idle AFK game, so you basically get a lot of the key characters from the story, and you can level them up, strengthen gear as you collect it. You can join a guild, a clan. I think I have room in my clan still if you decide you want to get the app and join. My clan is LKST, Locust, or Low-Key S tier. So let's dive into the story here. So here we see this lush, lavish view, this huge landscape, all these cars and amazing items. And then we got this guy sitting here just gloating about how awesome he is. This is our main character. This is actually Hardcore Leveling Warrior. He currently works for this company, and he's going to log into the game. This is where he gets into Lucid Adventure. It is a REM sleep MMORPG. And it's a crazy concept. It's almost like well, I'm trying to think what else to compare it to. So system rank number 1 Hardcore Leveling Warrior just logged in Western Kingdom. So this man is ranked number 1 in an entire server that is again a massive multiplayer online that is played in your dreams. That's a feat in and of itself. Granted, the server is only in Korea as of right now, but it's still pretty huge when you think about it. So this art style is I like it. It's pretty interesting. It's a very common style, I believe, in webtoons. he killed him with a bag of money, and then he bribed his way out of it. And so there's a lot of people who basically would like to get revenge on our hardcore leveling warrior. This is Heart Heater. He owns a weapon shop. Actually, he just owns kind of a wares, jack of all trades, information broker. If I'm not mistaken, he's technically an NPC. But he's a really strong NPC that comes out. That information comes out later in the series. So let's go. Skip. Get through this. This is actually a very long prologue. In all honesty, they went into a lot of detail here. You see him getting attacked here. Everybody's missing, and then we have him wiping out an entire group of assassins with one sword slice, this moonlight slash. Then the little character who he beat up earlier with the money snuck attack him, and it turns out it was in fact a hacked character, and being defeated by this system, this item made him lose all his gear and brought him back down to level 1, and now he logged out, right? So that's our the hardcore leveling warriors just intro. That's how it starts off. Then it just becomes a heavy grind of him trying to get back his pieces, his stats, and get revenge on the one who did it to him. There's a system in the game called nightmares that are a forbidden energy, and that they go into a little more detail about that later on in the arcs. So next title for the week of May 26, 2020 is from Toomics, and that is click on it. Uh-oh. Might have a small problem. Well, the next title is Her Summon, if it will open up for me. There we go. We're in now. Okay, so the story of a delusional otaku and an innocent girl as they save the world from demonic forces. So I'm currently at episode 80, going into 81. Technically I'm 81 because I've already read 80, but we're gonna go back to the beginning so we can give you the prologue of Her Summon. This creator, his name is Park Jin-jun. It is a fantasy action title, and it seems it's updated every Thursday on Toomics. This style is actually a little different from the other two titles. Actually, as you can see, actually right here in this, even in this picture, the art is more of a, what's I say? Remember, almost like a 3D modeling. Then compared to hardcore leveling and Her Summon, hardcore leveling and Ghost Teller, Her Summon has more of a, feels more like a, almost like a 3D rendering. The characters look a little bit more realistic in their features. This story, like I said, is about a guy who's an otaku. He was a really big fan of an idol. The idol's name was Kid. And because he wasn't really paying attention to what he said, everyone was making it sound like he was a pedophile. And so the teasing of that and being flamed online made him become a recluse. And so he turned in. So here we are 3 years later. Man no longer leaves his house because he doesn't trust society. Basically, he's afraid of it, and now here he is in his, he's in his room, becoming a bit of a becomes a bit of a I would say a chunibyo. So here's the thing, okay? I want you to pay special close attention to this section where on this box where it says "Made in Japan." Okay, so while he's in his room trying to kill this mosquito, he gets summoned to this other world, right? And this girl, she's super excited. She's like, I finally summoned something. She said, I'm still an elementary summoner. My name is Mina Hayes. I think that's how you pronounce it. Please call me Mina. Wait, did you say minor? See, again, that he's got the dilemma that's currently going on in his head. And Lord Spirit, we're not in your eye-chan. All right, so here's the thing. This is fun. I don't know why it's so funny to me, but she asked him, like, so Lord, she's like, what's your name? It's a giant bug. Or what do you do? Or what are yours? I forgot what she says. Hold on, we'll get to that real quick. So here he goes. He just, oh god, I can't even get to that part. Okay, so I don't want to. All right, so that's what. So basically, she asked, what do you do, right? And he's like, well, me, I'm a YouTuber, right? And so she starts referring to him as Lord YouTuber. It's so funny to me. I don't know why that's so funny, but it's hilarious. She misunderstands what he's talking about because she's not from our world, and so she starts referring to him as Lord YouTuber. It's so funny to me. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go to our next title for Toomics for this week, and that title was Leviathan. So let's go back to, I'm at chapter, so my next chapter is 75 for Leviathan. So okay, this reads like this: how will Bota and his family ever make it out of this submerged hell, and who in the world is Kana? So let's go to that prologue. This style is a little bit more closer to, actually, you know what? It's very similar to to her summon, the art style. So here we are. Basically the human race is basically now outgunned or out equipped, mostly because the world has now pretty much been submerged in water, and creatures have evolved to a whole another level of animals. Like here, even he's trying to save his little sister. She thought she was going out there trying to reach her father, but what it was more kind of like think like an anglerfish with like hypnotic or powers. Not hypnotic. What's the best word? But illusions. The ability to create illusions. Yeah. So yeah, kind of think about that. I didn't realize. I remember this was all in the prologue, because this is kind of far into the story when this happens. It's at least a few chapters in. And here is a person. That person obviously is, if you weren't sure, that is Kana. Yeah, like I said, Leviathan is a fantasy action. It's This is updated every Wednesday. The creators are Lee Gyun-tak and No Myung. The story, it's graphic. I'll say that it's graphic. There's a lot of human consumption, because those, again, they are sea creatures, and so they survive by eating humans. And then there's a lot of dismemberment, and it's dark. But it's a good action story. It has tug at your heartstrings. Like I said, it's a story of survival and family, and it's really good. I enjoyed this story a lot. Our next title, and actually our last title actually for the episode and for the week, is The Fallen Spirit Master on Wii Comics. Now, this style of art is different from all the other ones. This one literally is in 3D. The storyline, let's go ahead and read it first. Okay. After being betrayed and killed, the Golden Agent was possessed by a mysterious beauty. He carried his system and crossed through to an alien world. In the spirit world, Chu Yue needed to strive for hegemony. He set a small goal for himself to become the strongest one. So this is another isekai story. If I'm not mistaken, the character was an assassin in his world. When he was summoned to the other world, he came over with a system that basically, if he doesn't complete tasks, will be punished. If he can complete the task, he'll basically get buzzed. So let's go ahead and check out chapter 1. As you can see, I'm currently up to chapter 26. I believe it says, there's a total of 42 chapters. Yeah. So let's dive into chapter 1. All right, so here we are, Fallen Spirit Master, Blackstone Town. See, this art style literally is 3D. It's crazy, right? It's very rare to see a comic or a webtoon in this style, I think. At least for me, it is. I think this is like one of the only ones I read that's like this. All the other ones still have a comic style, so it still looks more kind of hand drawn, in a sense, more so like pencil paper art, flesh tones, or more lighter and bright. But this is also that he took over the body of somebody who was weak. So that's another aspect of a lot of isekais that I watch or read. Not only just the being summoned to another world, but the being reborn in the body of someone who just recently passed, and then you now taking over for them to basically regain their honor, and then at the same time establish yourself, because you are now a whole new entity, stronger than the one that was there before. But at the time, like I said, he wasn't. Matter of fact, he was something that wasn't even his name. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about, because in his mind, he's still him before he got here. And so, again, the system has given him challenges to complete, and if he can, he'll get bonuses and buffs from it. Yo, I just noticed, is this the John Woo? You got the white doves. Man just killed him with a plate. And there's the system acknowledging his missions completed for taking that guy out, and he received 10 reward points. And he was a special agent. Yeah, so here you go. Here's the little snippet of here. So yeah, that's the Fallen Spirit Master. So the system that he has kind of has like a long library of titles, or not titles, but skills and items that he can then peruse through and use his points to strengthen himself. Later on in the story, there's a situation where he's like, okay, in order to obtain this thing, you now have to be powerless for this amount of time and manage to survive. And he gets into a situation where if he wasn't as smart as he was prior to that, he probably would have failed the request. He might have died even. Um, Good. It's good. It's a good read. It's fantasy action. Let's see. I don't remember seeing when it says it's updated. Fridays. It's updated every Friday. And the creator's name is Mondao, I believe it's how you pronounce that. I enjoyed. Basically, I've enjoyed all these titles. I've read all of them. I recommend each and every one of them. But again, there are certain titles that you'll be in the mood for at a certain time, and certain titles you won't be. A few of these titles, again, are kind of dark. Says Ghost Teller, the Leviathan, kind of her Summon can get there, but they're all still good. Even Hardcore Leveling Warrior. Now that I think about it, these are all kind of. I think of all the titles, I think Fallen Spirit Master is the one that has the least emotional ties, because the main character is just kind of it's kind of dope. So you're just like, okay, I like this guy. He's cool. Everyone else is like, man, like it's tugging at the heartstrings, because it's really emotional and all the aspects of everything that's happening to everybody. But there you have it. Those are our 5 titles for the week of May 26, 2020. That is Ghost Teller from Webtoon. That is Hardcore Leveling Warrior from Webtoon. That is Her Summon from Toomics. Leviathan from Toomics. And then the Fallen Spirit Master from Comics. With that, signing out. Remember, as always, stay salty.